All right. Thank you guys so much for coming today. We really appreciate you being here. We're so excited about this project, and we know you guys are too, given all the emails and comments we've received. So thank you. We just want to start by saying, sorry about the room change. We recognize that there were going to be so many people coming, and this is just a much better space for us. And we know it's a weird time of the day. Some of you might even be skipping class. Sorry. So if you need to go, no problem. This is a really informal session. So just, you can just step out. You don't have to excuse yourself or anything.
We'll make a note of it.
Yeah, of course. All right, so my name is Bobby Duggleby. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Emergency Management and Homeland Security program at FSU. This is my colleague, Alissa Bell.
Hey, I'm a program coordinator, research assistant, loud yelling lecturer sometimes, and I'm also going on this trip. Audrey? Yeah,
also in the room, we've got Dr. Audrey Hepburn-Casserley. She is the director of the EMHS program. Professor David Merrick, who's a deputy director. Jarrett Broder and Mason Johnson. They are our tech guys for today. They are recording this session, so if you do need to leave at any point, then you can always find the link and see what you missed. And tell your friends too that we are recording this. If your friends are interested and they can't be here, let them know that we recorded and share the link with them, please. All right, so also in the room, we've got Mr. Hari Bhandary. He is our special guest from Nepal. We are very, very happy to have him here. We made a great connection in Nepal a few weeks ago with Mr. Hari and his organization called Clinic Nepal. He'll have time to talk about what his organization does in just a little bit. So yeah, you want to talk a little bit about the project now?
Do you want to hand out this stuff first?
Sure.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So Alissa and I, we put together a little handout for you guys. We'll pass it around.
Yeah, maybe like pass it around. Take one and pass it around. So how to begin? So firstly, we're looking for about maybe 4 to 6 people. No hard and fast numbers. If we find 6 amazing people, then we might take 6 amazing people. If we find 4 mediocre people, maybe we'll take 4 mediocre people. We'll be working with Clinic Nepal.
Yeah, we have a few partnerships on this project. One, of course, is Clinic Nepal, Hari's organization. The other major partner is going to be Duggleby University, which is based in Kathmandu. With this university, we will be working with about 6 of their social work students who specialize in emergency management. They all speak English, so language barrier shouldn't be a problem. And they will travel with us for the duration of our project. So about the project itself, I guess we should talk about that. The primary goal of our project is training. So in the past, we've gone to Haiti, Belize, and some other countries, and we've done a lot of data collection, surveying populations. But this trip is going to be a little different because we actually will be training people who will then train other members in their communities. Them in several areas, as you can see on the sheet: CPR and first aid, search and rescue, water safety, especially with regard to flooding, because the area that we'll be operating in is very prone to severe flooding. It's in a lowland. Disaster preparedness, of course, and the one that we're not so sure about is wildlife attacks and safety. because in this rural town, they live right next to a national park where there are tigers and rhinos who they frequently attack community members. Not sure how to tackle that just yet, but we will work on it.
Maybe a component, maybe not.
It may or may not be a component of our project, exactly. But definitely CPR, first aid, disaster preparedness, and search and rescue.
Talk about what we're looking for. I think a lot of people have been like, what are you looking for? You know, do I have to have any specific criteria? I mean, what we're looking for is like well-rounded, good, reliable students. So we're going to look at your transcripts. You don't have to be, you know, 4.0 genius, but we'd like to know that you're reliable, you're a good student. You need to have taken at least one of our classes by the end of the semester. So for instance, if you're like an intro to terror now, if you're in foundations now, and then you pass with a good grade, that qualifies. You know, you don't have to have a certificate as of now, but we need to know you. We're looking for good work experience, maybe leadership, maybe experience in trainings might help. Again, not absolutely necessary, but it might help. Volunteer experience is great. Maybe some cross-cultural experience. That is always appreciated.
That is a big component as well, because we don't want someone who's going to get to Nepal, be totally culture shocked, and not be able to be a useful member of the team.
You need to be able to be tough. You need to be able to rough it. We can't guarantee what kind of conditions we'll be working under, how long the day might be. We just don't want any. I mean, you can cry, but just like cry by yourself, or I don't know. Like, we need people to like be able to withstand the length of time of the project.
That pretty much covers it. You guys might have some questions. Please save your questions to the end. We'll have plenty of time for Q&A. So yeah, we are still working out the details of when this project will be. Right now we're planning for it to be during spring break, which is
March 4th, or like it begins like March 7th.
Yeah, so it's technically March 7th through March 11th, but because it's so far away, it's literally on the opposite side of the globe, we will have to leave on that Friday, the last day of school Friday. It takes 2.5 days to get there, and so we would start on Monday the 7th or Sunday the 6th. And we would stay the whole time, get back on the 13th of March, which is right before school starts back up again. It would be an incredible way to spend your spring break.
Absolutely, it's a great resume booster. You'll have fun too, but you'll learn how to work in a foreign country, which I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't done yet. It's a great experience.
Hari, are you ready to speak? Okay. So now we're going to bring up our good friend Hari Bhandary, leader and founder of Clinic Nepal.
So I'm Hari Bhandary. I'm founder of the Clinic Nepal. The Clinic Nepal is an organization, NGO, non-government organization, and this work in the health, education, and sanitation sector. I'm established in 1997. Established in 1997. Currently, we have a medical clinic, which serving about 8,000 to 10,000 people get the medical care a year, and then we run the medical mobile health camps, and this run.
Oh, is this a PowerPoint?
Okay. I will make the pictures, then maybe it will be easier than explaining. And later on, when we have time, we can see the film. It's called Hari's Story. And this film will tell you more about how the project started.
While we're looking at, let me just say something about Hari. When we build these projects, what we're really looking for is somebody who's a leader in their country and somebody who really knows the issues, actively address them. So Hari is that guy in Nepal. He is, in my opinion, somebody that we could see nominated for a priest prize. Nepal. So we're working with this clinic, even though it's not exactly emergency management, because of Hari. And as you know, emergency management and Homeland Security falls under a huge rubric of just public welfare and public safety. So Clinic Nepal is definitely dedicated to everything about quality of life, safety, health. And so that's why we have partnered with them. This isn't necessarily a medical mission, but Hari is just this amazing man who knows everybody and has dedicated his entire life to serving the people of Nepal.
Thank you. Thank you. And Clinic Nepal is an NGO working in the medicine and education and sanitation sector, established in 1997. And why this is started? Because when I grown up in the village, there was no medical facility, and there was only one school, and in the class there used to be 80 children, and there was not enough classroom. We had to study outside the door or under the tree. So sometimes even we shared the two classes in one when the rain and winter and this condition. So, and the parents has to pay the school fee. People are living there what subsistence farming, so that the money is very difficult. And when the parents could not pay the school fee on the time, the children used to get the punished. They are not allowed to attend the class. They're not allowed to attend the exam. The situation was that. And the people was, when they was ill, there was no hospital, no doctor, nothing. So I saw the people, they are suffering very much, and I didn't know what to do, but I was very frustrated and angry when I was growing up. When 1990, in the 87, I finished my school, start work as a bartender and save the money. From that money, I used to support the schools, buy the pen, pencil, books. That was at my beginning. I was the age of 17. Later on, I little bit more and more, and I start at the age of 19. I start my own business, bought the land, and I made a small tourist for the Chiton is a very popular destination for the tourists. Tourists come from all over the world, see the wildlife. So that's why I did that. And that one day, I think so, month of May, I think so, there was a big rain came, storm came, and there was some tourists was camping beside the river, and they didn't know where to go and what to do. So in the night, they came and spent the small house. And the next day, we are sitting and talking, sharing, and I was asking with my broken English what you are doing in Nepal. And so he told me that he's helping Nepalese people with leprosy, handicapped beggars. And in Nepal, the leprosy is stigma, still is stigma. The people think it's due to by gods and this, and lots of, still you see they are begging and staying in the street, very poor condition. So he was working there. So later on we became good friends, and basically he offered me to send me to study medicine. And I came to Kathmandu with him, started to do my internship there in this project. And then later on I decided not to carry on study. And then I studied economics and politics. And I started to work. I thought, oh, I could do in these 7 years of periods, I can do this in my mind. So that's a dream for the Megoli. I want to build a clinic. The main objective was a clinic, reducing the infant mortality rates, reducing waterborne diseases, and provide quality education. But I'm facing to keep challenging because the money, I need the money, and if I have money, there's a personal interest, politics, all the time. And that was facing that, and then after working very hard, I could convince them, and then they was willing to give me the land, local materials, and we built the clinic. And the Megoli in Nepal is between India and China. It's a landlocked country, and there is 30 million people are living, and about in 30 million people there is 125 different ethnic groups there, and they are living very different than each other. They have different language, different way of living, different cultures, but still they are living peacefully. And about 3 million people, they go abroad in the Middle East, Eastern Asia, and working in the construction or honest. Lots of them is honest people, and they send the money to family to support and run. And GDP per capita income is 1,200, and the life expectancy is 2009 was 68 for female, 66 to 65 for male. The comparison of the United States, and the infant mortality rate is in 1967 140 per 1,000 births, and 2012 was 43.1 per 1,000 births. So it's a very, very different. This is a figure within the 30-year improvement. Very good. One of the main reasons this is very good, in the villages there is a working health motivators. They are working voluntarily. They are a group of the women. They go to door, the pregnant mothers, and educate them about the pregnancy, about the diet, food, about the vaccinations, etc. So it's a very, very, and this project is now a model project, the Nepali project, and so that they start to implement it in other countries too, other developing countries. And there is a major health issue is tuberculosis disease, skin disease, diarrhea, hepatitis, typhoid, lots of different kinds of worms due to waterborne diseases, malaria, Japanese encephalitis, Kala-Jur, and HIV. Still in Nepal, lots of you heard about the girl trafficking. It's still big number there, and lots of young girls, they are sold to India especially. And nowadays, the modern age, we heard they are in the other parts of the world also. But still officially not declared, but there is other parts of the world. And especially when they get infected from HIV/AIDS, and they are sent back to Nepal. And we don't have any exactly data, because very difficult to take the data, because country is more than 70% is hill and mountain. And, people are living in very modest places. You have to walk for 7 days from the street, because we don't have lots of data. But that's what we approximately 100,000 HIV patients we have. And some of our children in our hostel, they are due to HIV/AIDS, the parents are not any longer, they are staying with us. And the Meghalli is 170 kilometers south of Kathmandu, and here the people are living is subtropical, and there's 28% people are local people. It's called Tharu, and these are the people who are immune by malaria. And it's a fertile land. It's a very flat. You can grow anything there. And a very popular destination, the Meghalli Chittor National Park. There's lots of wildlife, tiger, rhinos, and lots of different birds. And lots of people from around the world, they come to see National Park. And still we are doing the very old traditional way of working, still planting, of the work house. So, and it's a typical people living in house. It's how they're living in one groups always, and they're living in joint family. Still 30–40% you see in the one family. They are living together. My childhood, when I was in the age of 10, 11, there was one family, 96 people in one family. Around 30 years ago. They're living in the same house. They're very living together, the family. And especially the parents who are working in the field, and children are taking care of the youngest brother and sister. They have lots of children working there, in the mountain or villages. And the children are supporting the family. And we are working in the clinic to work with the medical sector. We have a clinic, we run the mobile health camps, we go to villages with doctor, medicine, and we get health awareness programs, teaching there. And we have education, we have kindergartens, and we sponsor more than 100 kids for the school and colleges, and about 50 of them live in the hostel. And we do have small farm projects also. We rent the land to local people, and they give to the poor family, so they can work in the farm and feed themselves. Because they can support their children, they can send to the school. So we are doing one that's for the 18 family members. We are doing that. And the clinic, while we are providing the medical care, we are keep finding lots of problem with the waterborne diseases. Most of the project, what I'm doing, that was a planning before I started. I planned that. But the water projects and sanitation projects, I never thought about that. But when I was working in the medicine in the clinic, in in the health camps, we found more than 60% waterborne diseases. And people are keep coming, same problem, giving medicine, same. So make us to think so much what to do. And it took me 2 years to convince the bigger organization, it's called WaterAid UK. And they are willing to work with us with a partnership. So they was giving 70% of money, and 30% money I have to raise myself. So in the Meghalli, there was 3,000 households, and we made the survey. Only 10% had the latrine. Rest of all the people, they go to the latrine in the beaches, bank of the river, field, and especially the women, they have difficulties. They have to go to the dark, morning, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock before sunrise, go to toilets. And there was a couple of every year the incident, the women or men killed by the rhinos or tigers. And we built it more than, it took me 9 years around, and we built a 3,000 latrines, and we built a 250 wells, and every 5 to 10 households they share the pumps. And we found out arsenic in the water, and it makes us to just think about it. And there was a pool, I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but there was some places we found it 45, 50, very highly. This is a clinic, and you see in here the loss of women and the children in the clinic, because I told you already about 3 million Nepalese youth, they go and work in the abroad, and so that in the clinic or health camp there's most of the women and children. And this doctor from the Florida Children's Hospital, a dentist, the medicine we buy locally, and this is our friendship wall, the photos with our donors and friends. And he's doctor from Germany, and usually when come volunteer doctors, we go to the villages running the medical health camps. And there is one biggest health camp was 1,200 people. It's queuing. And these are medical students. And this is queue. And then sometimes we have to ask the police or army to control the crowd. And as you can see, and this photo is I like it very much. The modern Nepalese woman there, and typical people, mountain people, and army. So that's, you can see 3 different things. So I'm trying to see, there's a very different. Some are very rich, very highly. In Nepal, there is a guy, the richest guy in the world, in the 100 top, one of them. So it's very, this way. Doctors, volunteer doctors. And I would like to mention about him. He's the one, he's a person that connects the FSU. It's Dr. Bob Lee, and about 10 years I'm working with him. And he comes every year from Nepal and is on the medical camps and working the clinics. One day, he phoned me, Hari, my professor's granddaughter is in trouble in Kathmandu. Could you please help her? That was a phone I got from him. And I found out from him that there was a group of students from the Global Peace Exchange They came to Kathmandu. They're supposed to work with the organization there. They had a problem with that organization, and at the same time, in Nepal is unstable since many years. There's lots of demonstration, lots of strikes, or violence. And at that time when they was there, the problem was there, that kind of problem too. The strikes, demonstrations. So I meet them and I brought my home, give them food, shelter, and then I asked, what do you want to do? And then they want to work. They give me their idea to working with children, teaching, global warming issue. And this. Oh, that I said, we have a scouts in Meghalaya. So already they are working in this field, like environment. They should planting the trees, cleaning the trash, building the trash bin. So why don't you go and work with them? So we make the tentative plan and we start to work. And that's the connection was very official. And I will talk to you. This is in the health camp. When you go, you have to sit in the floor, very basic. We eat lots of rice and curry, very spicy food. Yeah. And we eat with fingers. This pumps I mentioned about before, latrine, the simple latrine. And this 60% waterborne diseases and what to do makes me lots of things. And I was keep thinking. And through the connection, one day I was talking like this to my friends, many people. And suddenly one of the person said, Hari, why do you talk about only this one village? There is 300 households. There we found the loss of big percentage of arsenic. Why don't you think a little bit bigger? Then he explained that sooner or later, other pump will also be infected, also get arsenic because you are pumping the water from the pump. And then we start to think over. At the same time, just some while it's working, some problem is coming, issues. And then through his connection and friends' connection, we could convince the Asian Development Bank. And this was the first meeting we are holding, signing the agreements. And they gave us $2.5 million. And the condition was of 5%. The local has to be contributed. It's about $105,000. And this is lots of money. And this area, when the people will be benefited, this out the sketch, this is the pipeline. This is putting the foundation stone. And that was a big challenging for me to find the $105,000. And we could raise the money locally about $40,000. We managed to raise, but lots of work before education, awareness program. I brought lots of expertise to come and talk about the water. So many inputs. And 40,000 I raised in the Europe and United States. And 25,000, what I did, put this money in the bank, and against the 80,000, I took the 25,000 loan. Do you understand this little economics? In the paper, I could show there is a 105,000. So presented that paper to the Asian development banks and officials, and they agreed. And now they have this project. Within the 2 years of period, the people they get the clean waters, the clean with a pipe and filter, and running water in home. And it's a very, very happy. This and all my efforts, so hard work, I forget. My blood pressure was so high in that time. I had lots of trouble finding money and convincing the people. When you are, although you do something in the village or anywhere, there will be always someone there try to stop. No matter where you are, be prepared. That's the thing. Now, so I had a big trouble because of jealousies, some ignorance, and several things. And it's my personal interest could be. And the local people there, they know that we are helping them, so that lots of people start always asking the help. They ask, sponsor their children to send to school or colleges. And then nowadays, what I'm doing, try to buy the goat or buffalo and give them. So I told them, raise the animals and support your family. I'm doing that partly, and then now the 18 households in a very poor community. It's voted type people. They are living very poor condition, bank of the river. They even hardly they finish the school, hardly they go to school. This kind of community, we rent the land and give to them. They can work in the field and feed themselves. There's another project. Under this project we are doing. This is a children home. There's 50 children are here, and there's most children are from the single parents, orphans, poor family. And in Nepal we have a caste system as still existing. So there is also lots of children from the different castes, untouchable, and they are all living together. And recently, very good news to share with you. We have 5 students. They were participating in board exam, and all of them get a good mark. And 3 of them get the full scholarship to study. This makes me very, very happy. It's lots of money if I had to pay ourselves. And one is studying engineering, and 3 are studying registered nursing. This is a typical hostel children.
The teams that we'll be bringing, this is a sort of a halfway point between your point of arrival, Kathmandu, and Duggleby in the southern. So you'll actually be staying at this house with these children, and they've got to be faking, because they are the most well-behaved children you've ever met, and they never fight, and there's 50 of them. So you'll stay, the FSU team will stay with them.
Recently we made the shower before we did that. Ready to go to school. In Nepal, we always wear the uniform, like a British. We have British uniforms. And there's typical houses in the poor areas like this. And the poorer family, they have more children. And one of the regions in Nepal, we don't have a social system existing. social security, so that the more children, the parents is hoping someone will help them when they get to take care of them. That's just one of the main reasons. And it's one of the early students. Now he became a copy. This is the kindergarten. There is a picture you saw that while I was working in the village with especially water projects, convincing them that they need clean water, they need latrine. And then every day I have an encounter with the children, no parents working in the field, nobody there to take care. And then my mind said, I should do something, So then I start the kindergarten. And then we teach them the mix, like a local way and a little bit Montessori, so that they are free to go to the school. Every year we make the functions anywhere. And this scouts, I just mentioned about from Global Peace Exchange, they are working with the local scouts, teaching English, teaching how to be good leadership, and teaching global warming, and planting the trees, and cleaning the trash, making environment clean, teaching the local women schools English. They like to learn English. So they are very much engaged in the scouts. And these young scouts, you see in the pictures, they are hand out the cotton bags. These girls and boys, they go to the door, convinced that their parents or relatives or families, why they need to use the cotton bag, not to use the plastic. And they are doing very, very well. And one of our very, very successful projects is working with the GP in global research. And because of that connections, we are working with the GP. Recently, we got $50,000 from Deborah, what's it? Deborah? No.
The Bowmore.
Deborah
Yeah, the Bowmore
Center for Entrepreneurship. So that's a very good news, and thank you very much, all of you. Because of your connections, we got this opportunity, and from that visit, they will be using for emergency shelter, because in Nepal it's a very high prone earthquake zone. Very recently we have big earthquake, lots of people lost life, more than 9,000 people lost life, 600,000 houses are completely destroyed. And so this center will be used as a rescue center. That any natural disaster come and stay there. And we have quite often we have a flood. And just before you came, 2 weeks ago, about months ago, there was a big flood in this area. And people of the local people, they was coming and asking the municipality, they said, "Chief, when you going to build this rescue center? We need to build quick, fast, we need this place." There was full houses were flooded in this region. So that the people are very, very eager or interest. And this center will be placed for like a marketplace. The people, from local people who they grow the vegetable, fruit, fish, chicken, and the local markets, and the clothes, anything they can. The idea is running the marketplace there, Maybe beginning it's maybe once a month. Slowly, we could do increase maybe once a week. And this place will be like for the community center. They like mentioning about we have more than 125 different ethnic groups. And recently, due to big problem with the Maoris, and there was now it's our country. Before we used to live very close, very nice, but now falling parts because there is just lots of maybe I have to talk about this. Maybe lots of NGO like me or INGO. We came to Nepal after 1990. Before 1990, we have one party system. The king was the head and was running the country. And after 1990, lots of NGOs and INGOs came to Nepal and did. This is my understanding, my version, my belief. They came and talking about awareness. And in awareness, they always talk about ethnic rights. And always they talk about children's rights, women's rights, all the rights. They thought about the rights, but they never thought about how to feed themselves. So then the Maoists get the opportunity of that. And then he took over that agenda. And the whole country was killed, more than 50,000 people. There was no election, nothing. Still, we don't have a local election since 1996. It's very difficult. So this center will be all the people, whoever, they can come and do or build the friendship. That's my thought. And recently we put just 24th of October, we put the Labour Foundation stone. And this money is from Dale Foundation and entrepreneurship. And there will be some students are coming to this shop. In the spring, they will come. Just recently, I talked, and they will come to the assessment or progress reports. Maybe while you are there, also they will be there. And then the other one also coming in the monsoon. This holy festival, spring festival, we celebrate Nepal. Thank you very much for listening. And do you have any questions?
Have you guys performed like autopsies on the victims to find out why the mortality rate is so high? What's causing that?
The main rate was people living in the remote educations. They don't know about the hygiene, and they don't know about the balanced food, balanced diet, and illness, and the working also very hard. The mountain carrying the bags, the heavy goods, the unmature child, and it's young, the marriage in the young age. There was a loss of. Now it's changing. It used to be marriage in the 13, 14, 15 later. So that's the main possibility of that combination. Government says you have to be 18 to get married. Still, we have direct marriage. So the parents and its girls became the puberty, 13, 14. They always look for the boys or girl dance. Boys or girls. But now it's changing. In the city, they are married after age 25, the university or college. And it's still in this villages 20. But it's very changing and lots of good things in Nepal now. Lots of young people, boys, they will go to a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. It's a good thing that lots of girls they go to college or school because all the boys, age of 20, they go and work in the Middle East or somewhere hard job. And the money is coming in home. They can go to the college more and more. But it still is a sad thing. Still, the son are highly. Still, if they have money, still they send the son in the better school, better college. Daughter is still they go to the government college and schools. But still, they get the opportunity. Getting better.